Greetings, exiles, and I continue my journey. Let's see what interesting things I've found over the past few days. Ultimatum is now one of my favorite mechanics. I love Ultimatum. T0 unique item. It's really bad, but I will get a lot of dust, so I'm not too upset about it. Wow. Big catch. And a very big drop. That's a lot of divine orbs. Just what I need. This is a very cool build, but it has some problems with the current gear. Let's try to fix them. Our single target DPS is very mediocre, but Vol Breach will fix it slightly. Probably many of my viewers don't know what this gem does and why you need it. But it's very simple. It opens a breach and summons a lot of monsters. Thanks to this, even in boss battles we can get a lot of enemies and thus increase our chance for a big explosion. Nothing crazy, but it makes boss battles much easier, especially in combination with defiled forces. Because we only need one good explosion with Ignite, and this skill node will constantly refresh Ignite. In general, a very useful purchase. I recommend it to everyone. Next is Bleed and Corrupted Blood. It's a big problem for us. So let's buy a corrupted ring like this. And Jewel with Corrupted Blood immunity. We have a very good defense, but there's no limit to perfection. So let's get an amulet like this. And don't forget the catalysts. With Defiance of Destiny, it will be very, very difficult to kill your character. But unfortunately with this amulet we lost attributes, and now we need to fix it somehow because I cannot use equipment and gems. For that I need a third large cluster. And new jewels with dexterity, intelligence, fire damage over time, and life. Cool. Now everything's fine. But now I have another problem. For the third cluster I needed skill points, and I had to change skill tree slightly, and now Ignite chance is not 100%. And that's really bad. But the good thing is that there are tattoos that will help us. They are quite expensive, but they are worth it. Checked. I also need a new helmet with an extra link for my righteous fire. Something like that. And of course awakened gems. You can save a little money and buy these level 1 gems and level up them by yourself. Well, that was pretty good shopping, but it's time to get back to the maps. Test out the new build and earn some currency. As I said in my last video, this is the perfect build for Ultimatum. And thanks to these mechanics I earned a lot of currency. I'm not really into tables, charts and other math stuff, and I don't like to turn the game into rocket science. After all, I'm just a cat. But I decided to use this website so that you can see how much you can earn with Ultimatum. In 3 hours I got 21 divine orbs, but I had to spend 4 divine orbs on maps and scarabs, which gives us about 6 divine orbs per hour. Which in current realities are pretty humble numbers. But it's not quite as simple as that, because I didn't include Inscribed Ultimatum here, which are essentially free divine orbs and which you will be finding often. Also, Ultimatum is a very high roll mechanic, and you will often get very expensive items. Or gems like that. And as a cherry on top, Ultimatum is a good source of experience, and if you buy level 1 gems, level them up and then sell them, it will increase your income even more. So according to my experience, 6 divine orbs is the lower edge, and in reality you will earn 10 to 12 divine orbs, which is already a more satisfying number. Besides, it is quite lazy gameplay, and you can earn currency while watching your favorite TV show. My atlas and information about the scarabs I use can be found in the description of this video. Many of my viewers have asked me, can this build do T17 maps? Of course it can, and T17 is a joke to us. And with a Vol Breach we will kill bosses with ease. Thanks to ultimatums and different random strategies on T17 maps, I was able to earn some currency. But for further improvements I need a lot of divine orbs. So it's time for smart gambling. Smart gambling sounds funny, but overall it's a pretty good way to earn currency if you have a starting investment. I will double corrupt these swords. Sweet. And some money for me. And some more. A miss. And another miss. Now that's a lot of money. My mappers also found this one, so let's visit the temple again. Not bad. What do we have here? A divine altar? Let's go. Just what I need. And fast shopping. I need a new weapon, so I'm buying a base like this. Probably many of you are wondering why it's a sword and not a wand or a scepter. We can apply an enchantment like this only on swords. A very powerful enchantment which greatly improves our mapping experience and makes it a lot easier. Now alteration spam until we find T1 damage over time. Then Regal Orb and Benchcraft. And that's it. Our endgame weapon is ready. But now we need some more tattoos for Ignite. And the last Awakener gem. I've already spent quite a lot of currency on upgrades, but to tell you the truth, there are still a lot of purchases to be made, but I decided that I will buy these items later. And now it's time for the best belt in the game. It's very beautiful. At this stage, Mageblood is the best investment, because with this unique belt we have a lot of opportunities, and most importantly, it speeds up the process of earning currency by several times. So all these divine orbs that I spent, I will be able to get back very quickly. But now I need new flasks, and it's time for Alteration Hell. 3 flasks are ready, but I'm already tired of this crafting. So I will just buy the last flask. My wrists will thank me for that. Now it's time for some real gameplay. Oh yeah. The build feels very different now. Mageblood gives us a lot of speed and defense. Wow. Small divine altar. Now these are my divine orbs. No way there's another divine altar. And a duplicate currency altar. Sometimes lucky. Good catch. And more shopping. New gems. With Mageblood I don't need Purity of Fire, so I replaced it with Flesh and Stone. Now we don't need Determination because Mageblood gives a lot of armor, and combined with Cloak of Flame, Endurance charges, and Flesh and Stone we have good physical damage mitigation. Also, I don't need those skill points now, and I can spend them on something more useful. Watcher's Eye. And Unnatural Instinct. This jewel gives us a lot of useful stats, and combined with the Light of Meaning we get a lot of fire damage. Armor with Corrupted Implicit. In combination with this mastery and tattoos, I get immunity to critical damage, and these skill nodes are no longer needed. Thanks to the developers for the new market. It makes buying items much faster. I hope that it will remain in the next patch. Great quality of life. Perfect blood notch. Level 21 petrified blood. And a new jewel. Because we don't need the impossible escape anymore. You could also buy a unique flask like this, but to be honest, it's already overkill because we have enough defense. But if you have extra divine orbs, why not? Well, another zero was turned into a hero, and let's take a look at the last test. As before, T17 maps are still a big joke for us, and you can use this build for any strategies and atlases for T17 maps with any level of juice. But that's not all. If you get bored or you just go crazy and want to kill some uber bosses, you can do it. Of course, our damage is quite humble, but just stop being unlucky and activate the explosion for good damage. But despite the fact that we have a pretty mediocre single target DPS, we have all the time in the world, because as you can see, we can easily survive even in a difficult battle. True AFK build. And true trash drops from Uber bosses. I don't know about you, but for me, Uber bosses in trade leagues are a gamble, just like opening Valdo's scam boxes, but with extra steps. Not a big fan of this content, to be honest. But if you suddenly get bored, you can kill Uber bosses on this build. When I started this journey, I had a feeling that this is a mediocre build and I will not find it interesting, but I decided to make a video about it anyway because I wanted to try it for a long time. And now I don't regret my decision. This is a very strong build with its strengths and weaknesses, but it's quite an interesting and most importantly comfy build. So if you are still thinking about whether you reroll, then do not think and just do it. I think you will not regret it. This is the end of my journey. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Thank you all for watching and commenting. I appreciate it. Also, I will be very grateful for your likes and subscription. Bye everyone, and see you in the new video.